The moment I first stepped aboard the Starliner Elysium, I knew I had crossed a threshold I could never return from. The hum of the engines, a low, resonant vibration underfoot, seemed almost alive, resonating with my own heartbeat. My mission had been straightforward, or so I had thought. Deliver the diplomatic message from Earth to the Aurelians, a race of enigmatic, telepathic aliens rumored to manipulate desire as effortlessly as we humans breathe air. I had been briefed extensively. Aurelians were known for their beauty, their intelligence, and their dangerous allure. Mingle with them casually, the briefing warned, and they would read you before you even blinked. Negotiate without preparation, and your mind or your body could become theirs. I laughed at the warnings as I walked down the corridor, my shoes clicking against polished alloy. The ship's interior resembled an organic cathedral, walls curving in smooth, flowing lines. Light pulsed faintly beneath the surfaces, and the scent of ozone mingled with a faint sweetness I couldn't place. Then she appeared. The first time I saw her, I almost stumbled. She was standing by the observation deck, her figure luminous against a view of the nebula outside. Her skin shimmered faintly, iridescent in a way that made every curve seem sculpted from starlight. Her hair cascaded in liquid silver waves, and her eyes, oh, her eyes, were like pools of molten amethyst, intelligent, predatory, and unreadable. She smiled, a slow, knowing curve of her lips that made the air feel heavier. "Human," she said, her voice a melody that seemed to resonate inside my skull. "I've been waiting." I froze. The voice wasn't just sound. It was a touch, a caress, threading through my nerves and into my mind. A thrill ran through me, sharp and sudden. "Waiting for me?" I asked, trying to mask the tremor in my voice. She stepped closer, each movement fluid, deliberate. "Tonight," she whispered, leaning so close I could feel the warmth of her breath. "My bed awaits you." My pulse skyrocketed. I wanted to flee, yet my body betrayed me, leaning forward as if magnetized. And then the telepathy hit, subtle, intrusive, intimate. Not commands exactly, but suggestions, hints, images of soft silk, of heat, of entangled limbs in darkness. Desire, sharp and undeniable, pulsed through me. I cleared my throat, forcing a semblance of control. We should follow protocol. Diplomacy first." She laughed, a sound like wind over chimes. "We have time, human. The negotiations will wait. But tonight you are mine." That night, sleep eluded me. I wandered the corridors, trying to distract myself. Every corner of the Elysium seemed alive, the ship itself aware, watching. And then, as if on cue, she appeared again, this time in my quarters. I nearly fell backward. "How?" "Shall we skip the formalities?" she asked, her eyes gleaming. "I've learned patience is overrated." I swallowed, torn between fear and curiosity, knowing that one wrong move could ruin everything, or worse. Yet there was something in the way she moved, something almost hypnotic, that made me forget caution. She reached out, her fingers brushing my cheek. Sparks, or perhaps static, danced along my skin. Her lips hovered near my ear. "Tonight, human," she breathed. "My bed awaits you." It wasn't just words. It was promise and warning, thrill and danger entwined. My mind screamed for reason, but my body had already decided. I followed her down the winding corridors of the Elysium, deeper into a section of the ship off limits to humans. The walls pulsed faintly, lighting our path in gentle hues of violet and gold. When we arrived, the room was breathtaking. It seemed grown, not built, with organic arches, walls of iridescent material that shimmered like oil on water. A bed, more like a cradle of light than furniture, rested in the center. The air hummed, heavy with scent, warm and intoxicating. She turned to me, expression unreadable. "You may leave if you wish. Few humans can resist what comes next." I didn't answer. I stepped forward, drawn by something primal, something I didn't fully understand. The encounter itself was unlike anything I had ever imagined. She was not just a being. She was a force, every movement and glance a symphony designed to disarm, to seduce. Yet there was intelligence, playfulness, and even a strange tenderness in the way she traced her fingers along my skin. Every nerve ending, every instinct screamed in response. Time blurred. Minutes, hours, did they exist? I could not tell. The universe outside ceased to matter. I existed only in her presence, and she in mine. Every sigh, every whisper was a negotiation, a dialogue of bodies and minds intertwined. Eventually, she pulled back slightly, her gaze piercing into mine. "You are unusual, human. Most surrender completely. You resist just enough to make this entertaining." I laughed, breathless. "Is that a compliment?" She tilted her head. "Perhaps, or a warning. You will find I am not so easily satisfied." As dawn approached, though time was slippery aboard a ship like this, she drew me close once more. "Remember this night, human," she murmured. "Not many are invited. Fewer still leave unchanged." I nodded, unable to speak. Changed indeed. I had crossed thresholds I hadn't known existed, and yet a part of me craved more, feared more, wanted more. The days that followed were a blur of protocol, negotiations, and subtle games of power. She appeared often, each encounter less predictable, more dangerous, and more intoxicating. Sometimes she vanished for days, leaving only a scent or the faint shimmer of her presence lingering in my quarters. Other times, she would appear at the most inconvenient moments, her eyes holding secrets I was only beginning to fathom. Despite myself, I learned. Diplomacy became a dance I had never mastered, intertwined with the lessons she imparted. Lessons of desire, manipulation, and control. My mind sharpened, my instincts honed, yet every step I took was under her gaze, under her influence. Weeks later, the negotiations concluded. The Aurelians had agreed to a tenuous alliance with Earth, though I knew the real victory was mine or hers, depending on perspective. On the eve of my departure, she appeared one final time, her expression inscrutable. "You will return to your world," she said, her voice softer now. "But know this, nothing will ever be the same. You have tasted what few humans ever will, and you will remember me." I nodded, heart heavy yet strangely elated. What if I cannot forget? Her smile was enigmatic. "Then perhaps we shall meet again. But for now, go. Take your memories. Treasure them. Fear them." She leaned in, pressing a single kiss to my temple, a kiss that burned like a star and vanished. The cabin was empty, yet I felt her presence lingering, the ghost of touch, the echo of desire. I left the Elysium a changed man. The stars outside felt different, more alive, as if the universe itself had conspired to rewrite the rules of longing and power. I could no longer distinguish between reality and memory, between what I had experienced and what she had placed in my mind. And yet, I would return. I knew I would. For the night she whispered in my ear, the night her bed awaited me, had awakened something in me I could never abandon. I only hoped I would survive the longing, because some forces, I realized, are not meant to be resisted. They are meant to consume. And I had willingly walked into the fire,